$612. You didn't check, you just know. The same way you know your own heartbeat is happening without watching your chest move. Automatic, wired in. A number that lives somewhere behind your ribs now, whether you invited it there or not. Rent is due in 6 days. Rent is $780. You do the subtraction without meaning to. It happens the second you wake up, before your feet touch the floor, before you've decided to think about anything at all. You have been running this subtraction for 2 years. You will run it again tomorrow. The job pays $31,200 a year. You didn't choose it so much as it chose you back. It called after your 3rd interview that week, and you needed something to call back, so you said yes, and you told yourself 6 months, a year at most, just long enough to catch your breath. That was 19 months ago. After taxes, the check is $2,150 a month. After rent, $1,370. After the car payment, $1,060. After groceries, $800. After the phone, the internet, the minimum on the loan you stopped opening emails about, $214. For gas, for the birthday you forgot was this week, for the tire that's been low for a month, for whatever this month decides to throw at you, because it always throws something. Life does not live inside $214. It never has. You write the number on a Post-it and stick it to the bathroom mirror the first week, so you'll see it every morning before you can talk yourself out of seeing it. You don't remember deciding to keep it there. It just stays, yellowing slightly, curling at one corner, a tiny paper flag marking the exact shape of what you have to work with. You will not take it down for 4 years. The first reset comes in month 5. The laptop, the one you use for the freelance work you do after your shift, the extra $200 a month that makes the difference between surviving and just barely, dies on a Tuesday. The repair shop quotes you $310 and a face that says it's not really worth fixing. You have $260 saved. You fix it anyway. You start again at 0. The second reset is dental, a filling you'd been chewing carefully around for months, on the side that didn't hurt as much, $340 after the coverage that barely covers anything. You start again. The third reset is the month you almost get somewhere. 11 weeks of saying no to things. $750 sitting there, actually sitting there, when the insurance renewal letter arrives. Premiums up $94 a month. The $750 doesn't vanish, it gets reclassified. It becomes the cushion the increase requires instead of the ground you were finally standing on. You start again. This isn't a discipline problem. It was never a discipline problem. It's structural. It's what happens when income and expenses are drawn so close together there's no daylight between them. When one unplanned Tuesday can erase 11 weeks of Tuesdays that went right. You're not losing ground. You're not gaining any either. It's the math of the system holding you in place. Full effort, 0 distance, month after month. You're 24 when the raise comes through. $5,400 more a year. $301 more a month. After taxes. You feel it for 16 days. Then the car insurance renews higher. Then your landlord's letter arrives a week early this time. Then a subscription you forgot canceling charges you for 3 months at once, and the dispute takes 9 days, and during those 9 days, it just sits there, quietly bending every other number slightly out of shape. $301, gone. Not all at once, in pieces small enough that each one seems reasonable on its own. Add the pieces up and you get the raise, exactly. You earned more. You have the same amount you always have. This is where the question starts. Not out loud, not even fully formed. Just something forming at the back of your mind. Nothing you could point to yet. Maybe the problem was never the number coming in. You start reading. Not the kind of thing that tells you to want it more, believe harder, manifest better. You've wanted and believed and worked for 2 years and the outcome hasn't budged an inch. You read about how money actually moves, about the difference, mechanically, between a salary and an asset. A paycheck only exists while you're trading hours for it in real time. Miss the shift, miss the money. An asset doesn't care whether you show up. It keeps producing whether you're watching it or not. Everything anyone has ever called wealth is just that one conversion, done patiently, over and over. Hours you sell, turned into things that keep earning after you've clocked out. Nobody taught you this. Not once. Not your parents, who are too exhausted managing their own version of $214 to explain the system underneath it. Not the job. Not the bank quietly compounding your deposits into their profits while paying you a return that rounds to nothing. You open an account with $250 you weren't totally sure you could spare. 3 days later, you check it. $244, down $6, and the $6 feels like proof. Proof this was a mistake. Proof the math works for other people and not for your specific $250 in your specific life. You don't pull it out. You set an auto transfer for $75 a month, and you make yourself a rule. Don't look for 30 days. 30 days later, it's $310. You don't touch it. The months go by the way months go by when you're doing something with zero visible payoff and constant temptation to quit. You don't quit. Not because you're sure. You are nowhere near sure. At $1,500, it doesn't feel like anything. It's a number on a screen with no weight, no texture, nothing you can feel in your Tuesday. You keep going because the plan doesn't ask you to feel it yet. It just asks you to continue. At 26, you switch jobs. Not a leap. Sideways, then slightly up. New salary, $41,000. You don't upgrade a single thing. Not the apartment, not the car, not the desk chair with the cracked armrest, held together by the same strip of packing tape for 2 years now. You take the entire difference between old and new and route it straight into the account before it ever touches checking. $280 a month you never see, never feel yourself not spending. This is the whole trick, and it isn't willpower. It's automation. You remove the decision. You make the saving happen before the spending is even a possibility, because your brain was never built to leave available money alone. At 28, the account crosses $10,000 on a Wednesday. You're at the self-checkout, scanning a rotisserie chicken when the notification lands. You glance at it, finish bagging your groceries, and drive home in the same rain you drove in yesterday. That's what crossing $10,000 actually looks like. Nothing marks it. A grocery bag in one hand, keys in the other. The 15-minute drive home you take every day of the week. But that night, in the desk chair, the same tape still holding the armrest together, something shifts that you can't quite name. Not excitement. Quieter than that. Like a room where someone finally found the light switch. Not bright. Just enough to see the outline of things you couldn't see the shape of before. At 30, the account is $27,000. Your salary is $54,000. You haven't told anyone the number. Not your friends still resetting every month, who feel something around you they don't say out loud. Not the family who calls when they need something and comments, lightly, that you're careful, in a tone that isn't quite a compliment. You say less. You build more. It's not secrecy. Secrecy is shame wearing a disguise. This is privacy, intention, held quietly, on purpose. The laptop's open on the table. A spreadsheet you built yourself. 3 Sundays in the making. Balance, contributions, assumed return, years. You model out the next 10 years. The number at the end isn't the one from the thumbnails. It's not the number people say out loud like it's a punchline about freedom. But it's a number that lives in the same world you live in. One you can actually picture reaching from the chair you're sitting in right now. That's the part that's new, not the spreadsheet. The fact that 10 years forward finally looks like a place instead of a rumor. At 36, the account crosses $100,000 on a Thursday. You're pouring cereal. The phone's on the counter, screen up, out of habit more than urgency now. $100,410. You put it down. You finish pouring the cereal. You eat it standing at the counter, looking at nothing out the window in particular. No confetti, no arrival. What's there instead is something quieter. Clarity. $100,000 at 4% is $4,000 a year. That's not a salary. That's not freedom. That's not the destination anybody promised you. What it is the first time the machine has real weight behind it. The first time there's enough here for the compounding to actually compound against. The first time 14 years of building stops feeling like a hope and starts feeling like a system. Below this line, every decision is reactive. Something breaks, you respond. Rent jumps, you respond. You are permanently one bad Tuesday from starting over, and you have been for years. Above it, decisions turn into something else, chosen instead of forced. You're no longer reacting to a financial life that's happening to you. You're the one designing where it goes next. That's not a personality change. Nobody became braver or smarter overnight. That's just what stability makes structurally possible. The people telling you wealth is a mindset aren't wrong, exactly. They're just describing the effect and calling it the cause. Stability produces the mindset. It only ever runs in that direction, never the reverse. Somewhere right now, someone is sitting in their car in a grocery store parking lot, engine off, not ready to go in yet, doing the subtraction they always do. The number hasn't moved in 5 months. They think the problem is the paycheck. They're waiting for the promotion, the side hustle that hasn't started yet, the raise that will finally fix the number that refuses to fix itself. They're not wrong that income matters. They're wrong about which variable actually changes everything. It was never the income. It's the structure the income lands in. And that structure is invisible until somebody hands you the blueprint. Nobody hands it to you. Not on purpose. Not out of malice. Just nobody ever does. The distance between that parking lot and the Thursday morning watching cereal pour while a number crosses $100,000 was never a bigger paycheck. It was a decision, then another one. The decision to open an account with $250 that felt like too little to matter. The decision not to check it for 30 days. The decision to automate the raise before your lifestyle could find it first. The decision to keep the desk chair one more year. The decision to build quietly while people who loved you wondered, gently, why you were being so careful. 14 years of decisions, too small to notice from the outside. That's what $100,000 actually is. Not a number, not a finish line. Proof of everything you decided when nobody was counting. And the start of the next 14 years. There's real gravity behind it now. Keep it moving.